share this car in the sun with you just for a second because Hypersteria Purple is one of the best colors in the Corvette C8 game. As you can see, it's got a beautiful flake, not to mention it color changes right in front of your eyes. It looks purple and then it looks dark blue. It's very much like Porsche's color, which I'm a big fan of, called Gentian Blue. I actually had a Gentian Blue Porsche Spider, which is a Boxer Spider, for years. Love that car, 6-speed manual. This color reminds me of that. As you can see, it goes from dark blue to purple. At nighttime, it looks purple. In bright sunlight, it looks a lot more blue. It's a really cool color. And then you got all the carbon fiber with the front upgraded hood, which I'm gonna got to cover in the HQ, and all of the C7 goodies with the extra added carbon, the black wheels. I don't know about you guys, but this is one damn good looking car. I can't even believe this is now in the collection. Very excited to talk to you about it today. So let's get into it. One more time before I get in the car. Look at the flake. Look at the flake. God dang, it's so cool. I love this color. It gets so much love too. It's definitely different. What's up guys? My name is Adam and welcome back to Driven Productions. Thankfully you stopped by the channel and clicked the thumbnail. Now if you did, you're probably interested in buying a new Corvette C8. Now, these have been out for a few years, guys, and these were so hot. Oh my God. In fact, the original owner on this car bought this particular vehicle for 30 grand over MSRP, and that was after $159,000 MSRP. I'll put the window sticker up right here for you so you guys can see the spec on this car. This was a 2025 Hysteria Purple fully loaded Z07 package car. If you don't know what a Z07 package car means, it means it has basically the track package. It's got the carbon ceramic brakes. It's got the upgraded track suspension. It comes with the upgraded wing. Now this one has been further upgraded with a AG Motorworks carbon fiber ZR-1 wing. This is actually a ZR-1 replica wing. As you can see, the carbon weave here, it is glorious and beautiful and massive, and actually blocks your entire rear view camera, as you'll see on our point of view drive. But this one has gone even a level further, and the owner, guy named Eric, who became a good friend of mine, went and upgraded it even more than that. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover what makes this car unique, why we ended up buying it and adding it to the collection here. This is, frankly guys, a car I've really wanted for a long time, and I've been patiently waiting for them to depreciate. I thought it 190 grand, 200 grand when these things came out was a little bit more money, but now you can pick these things up for 20, 30, 40, even $50,000 under MSRP. You can find Z07 cars with low miles, good specs for 135 grand, 130 grand, not that difficult. That's a lot of car, guys, I'm telling you. What makes this car special is the power plant and its daily livability. And I'm gonna go through that with you today. I'm gonna show you everything about what makes this car so great to drive on the street, but also give you a little taste of what it's like to drive on the track. Even though we're not gonna be on a racetrack today, I'm gonna give you my driving impression from somebody who does a lot of track driving. Let's get started on what makes this car special, and I'm gonna go through the upgrades, okay? All right, now first of all, this has an upgraded ZR-1 front hood and vent. Now what that means is this is actually active, guys. You can come over here to your key and you can go ahead and double click it. It will pop up just like your stock hood. Now usually this would be a nice kind of carpeted hood that you can put, or a front trunk that you can put your stuff into. This of course is now one piece of carbon fiber. Now it's actually two pieces. This is one piece and then this is actually removable if you want to go ahead and take it out. I don't know why you would, but you can see here, that is where your front radiator is. So all of your radiator exhaust goes right up through there and actually creates a little bit of downforce. And then you've also got your left and your front radiator up here. So this basically the entire front of this car is a front radiator. Beyond that, the upgrades include this right here. These are your front canards. These actually add quite a bit of downforce. And then this is your standard Z07 package front splitter. And you can see here, that carries through the entire front of the car. You can also see these front fenders were cut to extract air from the wheel well. This is a very RS feature. You'll see this on a lot of Porsche's RS cars. As you can see here on my Porsche Spider, You'll find this on a lot of your GT Porsches, so now this car has that similar effect. A stock Z06 does not have that, nor does a ZR-1. That's probably one of the most controversial features of this particular car. For me, I'm an enthusiast, I love it, but obviously if you're looking for a stock car, that eliminates that from the equation. Now, as you can see, the standard Z07 has a front carbon fiber splitter that runs all the way down. That's your side diffuser. Then as you come to the rear here, the other upgrades, like I said, include the ZR-1 wing, and then you also have the entire bottom here, and the entire rear diffuser is in carbon fiber. And check out the glorious quad tailpipes. Is that not sexy or what? It's a gorgeous car, guys. You can see here it's got the active arrow from the vents on the side. Those are 345 tires, some of the largest tires in the automotive game. These are forged wheels, very light, great looking. As you can see, they have the Ford stamp on the right side there. And this also includes the Z07 suspension, so this is better for the track. You can really turn it into a track car with one push of a button. Now let me go ahead and show you what you came here to probably see a lot of times is the glorious LT6 power plant. This is a flat plane crank naturally aspirated engine. Before I get there though, this right here is fully carbon fiber. As you can see, the weave right here. And then you've got this paint match with Hysteria Purple. That was a $2,500 upgrade from the factory. And I was very much hot for a coupe. I love the Spider, don't get me wrong. I love the convertible. I love the double haunches here, but I want to be able to see the engine. It's more of a me thing. And what's neat about this car, if you don't know, is this is removable and you can literally store it right back here. And so you essentially can get a convertible with just a very simple roof mechanism, which is 3 different things you have to do. All right, guys, coming back here, you can see here, this is a paint-matched roll bar and engine reinforcement strut that actually goes through the entire vehicle. It actually comes, and you can see here, it was cut into the car, see that right there? And then it actually comes to the inside of the vehicle, and it comes back here. See if I can get this to zoom in or show. Hello, come on, there you go. See that right there? And that comes through the car to give you your 6-point racing sawbelt harnesses. Now, coming back here to the LT6, this right here, guys, is why you buy the car. This is a 5.5 liter naturally aspirated engine, red lines around 8,600 RPMs, 670 horsepower, mid 400 foot-pounds of torque, so not a ton of torque. It doesn't have the turbocharged ZR-1 power or a GT2 RS level power, which I actually like because it allows you to run the car out and actually have some fun. You could full throttle it without feeling like you're gonna lose it in 2nd and 3rd and 4th gear on the street. Whereas you get into these newer turbo cars, like for example, the new Porsche GTS that I just reviewed, you full throttle that thing in any gear and you're breaking traction and you are pinned to the seat because it's just got so much torque. This actually allows you to run it out, have a little bit of fun before you get to that excessive speed that's gonna get you in big trouble. And you also do have the rear trunk, as you can see here. This is wonderful. This is where your roof would go. It actually clicks right into this and stays there and stays secure. Now, with the front trunk being gone, that is the only space that I now have in this car. So it's one of those things that I've been leaving the roof on because I like to have some groceries, or if I just need to put some stuff back there, it makes the car very practical. Now, you can also see that the whole front of the car here is in glass, and it also is vented. A little annoying if it rains. If it does rain, guys, you're SOL. You are going to get water in your engine bay. It is what it is. One of the things I do like about this feature right here, though, is it's soft closing. So when you go ahead and come down with the vehicle, it'll close itself. You don't have to push it shut. You just have to make sure that you don't hit the ZR-1 wing. The clearance on that is literally micromillimeters. You really got to be careful and take it slow. Other than that, that covers this car and all of the different upgrades. The last upgrade that he did, guys, that Eric did, was a full PPF. The whole car has been PPF'd. I'm talking roof, sides, all the carbon fiber bits. The whole thing is covered in PPF. So that allows you to go to the track, have a good old time, beat it up, and then you can go ahead and just take it off when it gets a lot of debris in it, and it will if you track it. Now, this is the last upgrade I didn't mention. Obviously, these are not stock headlights. He's got some, I think, just PPF covering them that's yellow. I could take or leave that. I don't hate it. It's kind of grown on me, but in the end of the day, it's not something I probably would have done. I will say this car looks way better in person than it does in photos. In photos, it just doesn't look like it's gonna age well, but when you see it in front of you, it looks so just jet fighter-like, right? So race car, so cool. People love the car. I've gotten a ton of comments, a ton of people coming around when I go to car shows and inquiring about it. They honestly think it's a ZR-1. And let me tell you my ZR-1 so guys, story. I actually had a ZR-1 on order from Walker Chevy, and I like those guys, don't have a problem. I put a $5,000 deposit on one. It was a while ago now. I want to say it was probably 2025, probably about, you know, May of last year. So it's been over a year. And I asked them, I said, guys, you know, where's my order? Where's my allocation? They said they've gotten one, maybe two that they've actually been assigned. They called me up about 6 weeks ago, and my sales guy over there, he said, hey, Adam, how you doing? I said, hey, I got one that we could sell to you to fill your allocation. We're asking $50,000 over. And I said, $50,000 over? Are you serious? Like, that's a lot. The market is not 50 over. They're going consistently for 20 to 30 over. And he said, well, in that case, I might be able to get it for 30 over. And I was like, dude, I don't even want to pay 30 over. Like, I'm MSRP, maybe plus, I told myself, I'll do MSRP plus 10 grand, which was like 250 out the door roughly before tax. So it would have been like 260 and change. And I was like, and he's like, man, no, you know, kind of a response. And then he started to give me like, we're a business, you know, we're gonna give it who pays the most money. I literally said, cancel my order, and I went and bought this thing. Because I got this for under MSRP, and quite a bit under MSRP, mind you guys. So what I'm getting at is it's like, why would you pay, you know, 20, 30 over for a ZR-1 when you can't really use the power? 1,067 horsepower. You see, if you're a driver, and I'm a driver, guys, I love to drive, I love to push these cars to the bleeding edge. You cannot do that on the street unless you just want to go to jail, okay? Like, you go on a back road and you can actually wind this car out a little bit. You can get to maybe 60% of what it's got. Otherwise, you're gonna have to go to the track. A ZR-1, you're gonna get to 30 to 40% of what it's got before you have to brake, you have to back off. And God forbid you do happen to pass, you know, a patrol officer doing even 40%, you are going to probably have that car impounded, because at 40% of 1,000 horsepower, you're still using 400, 500, 600 horsepower consistently. Whereas in this thing at 50, 60%, you're using, you know, 300 to 400 foot-pounds of torque and 400 horsepower-ish, which for a car that weighs 3,500 pounds is still a lot, but you can have a little bit of fun on the street, and that's my point. So for me, when I looked at over MSRP, and I looked at it, I was like, well, I can get all the looks of a ZR-1, all the performance upgrades with the engine I really wanted, with the naturally aspirated engine. And you know what Corvette modeled this car after, right? They modeled it after the 458. Honestly, guys, not to flex, but this is actually the car that they modeled it off of. We just happen to own a 458 Spider. So this is what General Motors benchmarked this car off of right here. They said, we're gonna take apart, you know, Maranello's best, and they did. They took apart this car, and you can see a lot of the different design elements and a lot of the different things that they've done here ended up with this car. For example, this right here is a 4.5 liter naturally aspirated engine. This right here is a 5.5 liter naturally aspirated engine. This is a flat plane crank engine. This is a flat plane crank engine, right? This has a dual clutch transmission. This has a dual clutch transmission, both 8 speeds, mind you. Both paddles shifted, right? Very similar layout from where the engine sits, where the wheels were placed, etc. But then, of course, General Motors went and did what they did to allow you to be able to buy this car for 160 grand. Now, if this had a Ferrari logo on it, and everybody likes to talk about this, it would be worth $350,000. So you're saving 200 grand because they're able to mass produce that. And so it's no wonder that the ZR-1 and the Z06 will depreciate, because they're not only gonna make a handful of these, they're gonna make as many as they can produce in the run year and that they can sell. And now you're starting to see Z06s sit. Now you're starting to see discounts from dealerships where you can get maybe $4,000, $5,000, even $10,000 off depending on the spec. So guys, that's a ton of car for 130 to 145 grand. Go buy one. I'm telling you, I love the car. Let me show you the inside, and then we'll take a point of view drive, and I'll give you a little taste of what this thing can do. All right, coming to the inside of the car, this is actually where you open the car It's a little weird, but you get used to it. It doesn't have a Lamborghini door or anything like that, although you do see upgrade kits for that. Now, first things first, it's actually a really nice product, guys. Now, this is a full 3LZ. This is your top tier package. You can get a 1 or a 2. So this is gonna come with your Bose sound system. This also has the carbon fiber interior inlay. It doesn't have the second carbon fiber package, it has the first one, but that's the one I'd recommend you get. It seems to be the best bang for the buck. And frankly, I don't want the entire center console here in carbon fiber. I much prefer it leather stitched. If you go for the full track package, which is $4,500, I didn't say track package, full carbon fiber package, you are talking about a very expensive and full carbon fiber. All this is carbon fiber. So again, it's gonna attract fingerprints and get scratched. I'd much rather have leather, but you still get a lot of carbon fiber in here, guys. You can see here, this is in carbon fiber, this is in carbon fiber, the door sills are in carbon fiber, right? Plenty of carbon in here, looks great, very, very cool, very modern. Now, getting in this car is actually pretty easy. You can see here, it is pretty wide, but it's not like getting in a McLaren or anything like that. You can easily get in and out. You just have to be careful that you don't damage the carbon splitter. Now, these are the GT2 bucket seats. You can see here they have the cuts for your saw belts in this particular example. They also have carbon fiber on the back and on the sides. Very, very cool. This car also has yellow seat belts, which you can't see. They are tucked back behind there. I'm gonna go ahead and sit in the car now. All right, guys, we are on the inside. Now, this is something to be mindful of. This still has what they call the waterfall buttons. Now, they got rid of this in 2026. I honestly like the waterfall. I think it looks really cool. It's modern, it's easy to access everything. It takes a little bit of getting used to kind of what is what, but you do have your heated and cooled seats, and you have your ability to do independent climate control. So it's like, here's your passenger, here's you, etc., or vice versa. I don't know exactly the order. Then you also have your gear selectors here. Your manual mode is a push of that button. You have your mode selector underneath this leather here. You have your cup holder pouch that is really nice. It's all covered in leather here, so it gives a really modern look. And then let's turn the car on here. Now, your start-stop screen is right here. Now, I'm not gonna fully turn the car on. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn the electronics of this particular vehicle on. And as you can see, the screen is popping up. You have dual screen. Now, on the new car, you actually have 3 screens. I'm gonna shut the door so we don't have to listen to that. So there's a 3rd screen over here, but on the 2025, this is the last year that they allowed to have just... Ooh, one of the things I wanted to cover with you is cameras. Parking this vehicle is so easy, guys. Let me go ahead and zoom in. So you can see here, you can actually get a good idea of what's going on with the front of the car for that front splitter. Very helpful when you've got parking dividers and whatnot. You can also see here your rear diffuser, very helpful. This is actually all your front, but you've got different camera angles here. You can take off the lines, you can add the lines. You've got your rear, there you go. You even got multiple views, which is really cool. You can zoom in to one particular camera, or you can get all 3. That's really helpful. Again, they don't charge extra for that. That comes with the car, with the different packages. You gotta love that. Porsche charges a fortune for that. Your PDR, your performance data recorder, this is a really, really cool feature, guys. You're gonna like that if you're on the track. You can actually do a full video overlay of the car and the track that you're on and get times. And this is something for your YouTubers and whatnot like me, who really makes it easy to get track data and also, you know, get better at the track, frankly, because you can go ahead and learn and analyze your data at the end of the day. So again, all the stuff you need here. The steering wheel, let me zoom back out. You've got a lot of features here. You've got a heated steering wheel, which is awesome. The ability to adjust your sound is built in here. You've got your Z button here. This is a red button that actually lights up in red when you're on. Very, very cool. As you can see, when you do hit Z mode, you can adjust all the different things, your engine shift points, etc. As you can see, I'm gonna do it one more time. You've got your tour, and then you hit the Z mode, and then it goes back to your Z. That's really cool, guys. So you can see here, you can adjust your wheel, your suspension, your brakes, you name it. You've got your ability to set your cruise control here. You've got your ability to go ahead and adjust your Distronic cruise control. I mean, look, it's phenomenal considering you get a product that's fully warranted, that's this capable on the track, but you still get all these creature comforts. I'm talking heated and cooled seats, right? I'm talking about OnStar built in. I'm talking about a roof that's fully stitched. Like, look at this, guys. Can you see this? Look at the roof on this thing. It's phenomenal. It's fully stitched. It looks great. It's one of those things you can only really appreciate it when you're in the car. The whole top is Alcantara. All the A-pillars are Alcantara. Very much, you know, consistent with a Porsche 911 for way less money. So it's just a really nice place to be. The seats, while they're sporty, they're comfortable. You can rock them forwards and backwards. You don't have the ability to do any hip support, but overall, it's really nice. You also have a 3D HUD here, which you'll see in my point of view drive, and you even have carbon fiber paddles, which give you a little bit of tactile feeling when you shift them. They're really nice. Overall, I love the interior of the new Corvettes. The C8, I had a Stingray for a while. It was phenomenal. And the Z06 is phenomenal as well. And you can see with the 3LZ package, the leather is fully extended all the way up. It goes all the way through the front of the car and then connects to the Alcantara here with the extra stitching. And guys, everything is Alcantara, even this right here. So it's just a really nice place to be. And you can also see here, this is actually a camera when you're using the car. That's a nice little upgrade. Although with this giant ZR-1 wing, it doesn't do very much. Other than the fact that this carbon fiber, guys, you can see the Z06 is lit up, or not lit up, but it's down here. It's a nice feature. And also notice the overall steering wheel, it's kind of awkward. It's sideways on this, and then it's kind of flat. So it has more of a very unique look to it. I love the way the steering wheel feels. I like that you can still rest your hand here, but yet you still have perfect 9-3 position. I like that it's also leather here. You can get this in different packages like Alcantara. I would encourage you guys to stick with leather. It's going to wear a lot less, look better long-term, especially if you track it. And at the end of the day, you're going to have gloves on. You can get plenty of good, you know, grip on a leather steering wheel. It actually has a little bit of padding on it too, which helps. And just a phenomenal steering wheel, but definitely a unique look. But again, guys, if this had a Ferrari logo on it, you would not be able to tell that you're not in a Ferrari. I'm telling you, the interior quality is phenomenal. All right, guys, first of all, I wanted to start off with a cold start on the Z06. So this car has a little fun startup screen, as you can see, and I know you want to hear that glorious LT6 engine. You come over here and you hit the start button with your foot on the brake, and here you go. About you guys, but that sounds glorious to me. Has a very loud and spicy startup. However, it gets fairly quiet when you let it warm up initially. Now you can go ahead and put it in Z mode right here, and that'll of course go back to being louder, although on startup it's not too different. But now you can hear the exhaust has now opened up, and that really does make it sound spicy. Coming out of the garage here, you can see here, you pull up for reverse. You have your full screens and camera, and these also go down. Now you can stop them from going down, but it's kind of a nice feature, so you can kind of see and get a good idea of what's beneath the ground. Overall, very easy car to drive. You know, it does have a good, like you can see here, all the different parking sensors fire. You can see here pretty easily where your front, see that right there? That's really helpful for me to tell exactly where I'm at. Even though it looks like I'm gonna hit the wall, you know, I'm actually not. So again, very easy car to live with. It rolls really, really easily. You know, it's got the front lift, which is right here. So that right there is a wonderful feature to have for the driveways of the world. Make sure you order yours with the front lift, especially with that carbon fiber diffuser, because you are going to run into it a lot. Sounds awesome, as you can hear. That 5.5 liter LT6 sounds glorious. It's one of the best engines in the world, and I absolutely love it. All right, guys, we're driving the Corvette Z8 Z06 with the Z07 package. This is the most aggressive package. I wanted to start off here just to point out how easy and daily drivable this car actually is. Now, couple things I want to point out right off the bat. First of all, I'm not in Z mode, I'm not in track mode, I'm just in normal mode. You have a dual clutch 8-speed transmission. It butters through the gears very, very easily. It'll also cylinder deactivate as well to help with fuel economy. So from hello, this car is very easy to drive. You know, it's a pretty light steering feeling in this mode. The one caveat is the brakes. The Z07 brakes are pretty dang aggressive, I'm not gonna lie. Now, if you're not used to having performance brakes, if you go and hit those things a little too aggressively, you're gonna know it. And trust me, they could throw you through the windshield. So that's just one thing to be mindful of on this particular vehicle. Other than that, it's very easy to drive, guys. I mean, like the throttle input, the way the engine lugs, as you can see, it'll stay around 2,000 RPMs. You know, the suspension has the magnetic ride suspension, so it's constantly adjusting to the road. It's actually comfortable. You've got the heated and cooled seats, the heated steering wheel. You know, now grant you, this has, you know, 6-point harnesses in this particular car and whatnot, so it's a little obviously more aggressive, but in general, you could so easily daily drive this thing. You know, you can get fairly good fuel economy. You know, coming onto the road here again, look how easy it revs through the gears. Is it quiet in here? No, but it's also not that loud in Z mode. So what I'm getting at is you've got a good Bose sound system. You could absolutely listen to an Audible book, have a conversation with your wife. You know, not difficult to live with this car on the daily, and it's a really good dual personality car. In fact, I think it's actually almost as good as a Porsche Turbo S from that regard. I actually think in some ways it beats it at its own game. I mean, you can see right now with the PS4 tires, they're pretty quiet. 49 miles an hour, I'm in a high gear, I'm getting good fuel economy now, I'm lugging it, I'm relaxed. Very enjoyable car to just butter. You don't have to enjoy this car going 10-10. We're getting off into the country here, which I'm gonna take you down one of my B roads that I like to go down. I know this road well, it's very safe. We can do a launch at the very end of it. It's probably the best and safest place to do a launch. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting it in Z mode. Now Z mode, as you can see, the screen does change. Now I've configured this the way I like it. So this is kind of more of a suspension, not fully stiff. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put it in manual mode, and that's this little button right here. Now this allows you now to hear that glorious LT6 engine. I mean, this thing is so exotic sounding, guys. If again, listen to it. You know, if this thing had a Ferrari badge on it, you would have thought I'm driving a Ferrari. It sounds so good, so modern. The transmission on this car shifts really, really well. It's just a lot of fun to drive. It's a lot of car for the street, as you're about to see. So now that we're on one of our back roads, I'm just gonna take it easy, guys, okay? This is gonna be like literally 610, okay? Just to give you a little taste of what this car can do. You can really hear the exhaust now, a little bit of program backfires. Again, it's a ton of car for the street. It really is. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I'm taking it so easy right now. We're talking quarter throttle. The only way you're gonna get this particular vehicle on anywhere near 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is on a racetrack, 100%, which is exactly where we're gonna use this car. But I'm not gonna be able to review the car on a racetrack very often, so we're gonna go ahead and just give you the vibe, you know, on what it's like on the back roads. But guys, it is such a capable car. I mean, this is legitimately one of the fastest cars you're ever gonna drive. I mean, that right there, that was full throttle, but because you don't have the turbo technology of the ZR-1, it's very, very, very livable, you know what I mean? Like, what I mean by that is, it's just enjoyable, you know? You can actually rev it out, you can actually have a little bit of fun with it, and just have a, you know, just enjoy it on a back road. You don't have to feel like you're going 10-10, 9-10, you know, and I really enjoy that about the car. I just think it's a really, really fun place to spend time. It's so capable though. Like, there's so much performance, there's so much downforce, especially with all these ZR-1 upgrades. The dual clutch is wonderful in this car. It never upsets the car. Is it as good as the PDK transmission? No, it's not. It's just not. I mean, the Porsche is still better, but I would actually say the engine in this car is better than the flat six. I just think it has more character, it's more fun. I really prefer, in more cases, to drive this car. Even though the PDK is a better transmission, the engine in this car is better. It's just my personal opinion, guys. So I really think that if you're looking for that visceral, like loud, sexy, like sounds and feeling and American muscle, like this thing has it in absolute spades. Having said that, the Porsche is very precise and mechanical, and it's got a lot of positives too, but I actually prefer driving this more often than not. I just think that engine is just so glorious, and it's such an amazing piece of automotive, you know, performance, and I absolutely love it from that perspective. You know, I will tell you guys, when you buy this particular car, the Z07, and you put it in Z mode and you open up the exhaust, like, I honestly don't even know how General Motors got away with it. It's so loud. You know, like when you're in 6,000 or you're in 2,000 RPMs in 6th gear, it's not too bad. But when you're like sitting around 2,500 or even 3,500 like that, it gets loud. Just listen to it. And that right there was giving it full throttle for like 1 second. 670 horsepower is a lot of power, guys. You know, back in even mid to early 2010s, that was considered, you know, exotic car territory, and now you can buy, you know, a warranted product that has such an exotic power plant. I mean, God bless America. God bless how much technology has progressed. It's unbelievable to have this level of performance and exotic factor. You know, what I mean by that is the sound and the feeling of everything is so good in this car. Like, the suspension is wonderful, the dual clutch is wonderful, the brakes are wonderful, the suspension's wonderful, the steering weight and everything just feels so good. And what it does is it inspires so much confidence in you as the driver, and that's what makes you go faster on the track, and that's what ultimately makes it such a capable car, is your comfort level in pushing it. You know, if you feel like you're ice skating when you drive a car and you don't really know what the front wheels are doing, you're not going to push it on the track, you're not going to push it on the street. But this car is just so well engineered that it is easy to drive fast, and not a lot of high performance cars get that right. They're oftentimes scary. Now, if you are on a track, you actually do have track mode, and that's going to go ahead and tighten everything up, give you 10-10 performance, 10-10 suspension, 10-10 brakes, 10-10 everything. And I'm telling you, you are going to destroy, especially with the ZR-1 upgrades this thing has, you're going to destroy literally everybody on the racetrack. I have very little doubt about that. This thing is just such a capable car, and you're going to have just such a great time. If you take the roof off, I think you're really going to enjoy the experience this thing gives you. It doesn't have a lot of wind buffeting until you get to about 100 miles an hour, and then you are going to get some wind buffeting. It can get a little bit annoying, especially at 120, 130, as I've experienced in Mexico, mind you. But like with the top up, obviously it drives like a coupe. It's pretty loud in here though. Like, it does trap a lot of the noise, so be mindful of that. Listen to that though. I mean, how is that a General Motors product? Like, that does not sound like any Corvette I've ever driven. It sounds so much like a Ferrari. It's so exotic, it's so sexy, it's so cool. Like, I just dig it. I don't know what else is gonna sell you about this car than that. Like, that is such an incredible feature to have. That engine, I think it's better than the ZR-1. I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't have 1,067 horsepower, but as far as making you feel that exotic, you know, just vibe, that's going to be better than the ZR-1. I'm reviewing the ZR-1 in the very near future because the guy who actually sold me this car is going to drive out here with the ZR-1 once he breaks it in, and I'll give you my impression of it, honestly. But for me, I would rather have the naturally aspirated engine over a big twin turbocharged engine because I can have more fun with it. I can rev it out. I mean, you can see on this drive today, we haven't been above 6,000 RPMs one time because you just don't need that kind of performance on the street. I am short shifting it because it's so much performance. I mean, you can see there, I gave it full throttle for about 2 seconds, and you're hitting the kind of speeds that are going to get you in trouble. You know, this car is just so capable. The only place you're really going to get it is on the track, I'm telling you. I mean, right there was full throttle again for a split second. Just so fast. But I will tell you, with all of the aerodynamics that this car has, it feels so capable. I mean, it just hunkers to the ground. The faster you go, you really feel that rear wing. That ZR-1 wing is unbelievable. You also feel the balance of the car because of the front. I'm telling you, I cannot wait to take this thing to the racetrack. It's gonna be incredible, guys, because you just can't get it on the street. Like, I could be taking this at doing 2 or 3x the speed. Yeah, guys, like, this thing is freaking awesome. Like, oh my God. I am, like, the brakes, the suspension, the down, it's so good. And I just love that it's naturally aspirated and you can actually run it out a little bit. You know, that's so much fun. You know, these new turbocharged cars, they're so fast that, like, you really can't enjoy them that much. You know, this thing, you can actually have a little bit of fun. Just a little bit. And it's awesome. It's such an awesome experience. Like, I just love that naturally aspirated vibe that this car gives you, you know, the instant throttle response. It's really good, guys. I'm telling you, it's like 9, 10 out of 10 for me on the driving experience. It just rocks. You know, even like coming onto the highway here, like, it's so much performance that you can really barely ever use it. Like, if you give it full throttle, for example, you can rev out 2 gears and then you're already going so fast, you know? So if you buy this car, please, 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 please do what I'm gonna do and take it to the track, guys. Like, seriously, enjoy it how it was meant to be driven. Like, do not make this a garage queen. It doesn't make any sense. You know, like, drive it on the track, experience what it's like near its limits, because you cannot drive this car on the street anywhere near its limits. You just can't. I'm sorry. You can't tell me you can. If you do, you're an idiot. You're breaking all the speed limits. You're endangering your life, people's lives. So please, drive this on the track. Really get a sense of what it's like to push it. I will be posting a video when I go out to the racetrack of me enjoying this car on the track. so you can get an idea of what it's like to do 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, right? And I'm gonna let the tires warm up, let them get sticky, and then we're gonna have a good old time. On the highway, 80 degrees, I'm gonna take it off of Z mode. Now the car gets quiet, it's comfortable again. You can cruise control very, very easily in this car. It's got Distronic cruise. It's just wonderful, guys. Like, I'm telling you, it is such a great daily driver. It's so comfortable and enjoyable on the street. It's like as good as the Turbo S. I mean, even over these atrocious bumps on Highway 840. Like, look at this bump right here. Boom. Like, it's jarring, but it's not that bad. I have been in cars way, way worse than this one. Because that magnetic ride, it really sucks up all of the aggressiveness of the bumps. So anyway, guys, to sum up the driving experience in this car, it is freaking the sheets when you want it, especially with the upgraded aero. This car feels like I can push it harder than any other vehicle I've ever been in, literally ever been in. There's so much downforce, there's so much aero. I can feel it in the steering. I can feel it in the way I push through corners. It's confidence inspiring. I got massive wheels on this thing, 345s, 285s, like huge, huge, huge tires. It's just a wonderful, wonderful track car. But at the same time, if you want to go ahead and put it in just normal mode, you go ahead and turn it off, and then now you have this incredibly easy to drive CarPlay, great sound system. It's quiet, it's comfortable, doesn't beat you up, heated and cooled seats, heated steering wheel. I mean, come on, it's like the best of both worlds. It's so good. It's like, it's such an incredible track car, an incredibly capable sports car, but at the same time, it's an easy daily driver. You know, you could really enjoy it on the street. You could take the top off, have a nice open top experience. I honestly don't think I'm gonna sell this car, guys. Like, I always buy cars to flip, but I think this one's gonna stay in the permanent collection. I would regret selling this. I think for what I paid, it's a little bit undervalued. I think this is a ton of car for the money. You know, if this thing had a Ferrari badge on it, it would be worth $250,000 to $300,000 all day long, even used. And yeah, I just love the value proposition that it gives you. I love the driving experience. I love everything about it. I love how exotic it sounds, how exotic it looks, especially with this spec with all the upgrades. Like, it's a really, really cool car, guys. So I got no negatives from the driving experience. I think it is very much one of the best things I've ever reviewed.